After the turn of the century, in the clear blue skies over Edgerley, came a roaring and a thundering like you never heard in the Stockport County.
Somebody in the way, battling, having got in way of the attempted clearance. Jim Gannon. Oh, great flick of Alan Armstrong.
Piece against Bradford, but here's Warburton!
Yes!
And then trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, yeah!
Not got it clear. Please, sir! It's a cracker!
Running Armstrong, played in the game, and a superb goal!
Tony Goody! Stockport County are the champions of League Two.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Scarf Bagara Award with me, Russ Johnson. It's your weekly dose of award-nominated county chat in partnership with the Edgeley Con Club coaches and charity partners with Mentel. I'm joined tonight by Andy Redding, who's becoming a bit of a regular.
Yeah, it's nice to say. Yeah, I'm good. Nice for you not to go with what you normally say.
Well, I think we're moving past that element of the relationship now. I think we're moving on. Sort of
fair enough.
Yeah,
so all those 2 years worth of stalking's finally paying off.
Yeah, we're never gonna get off first base though. You do recognise that? I'm not gonna.
I get that.
Good.
Yeah,
good. Yeah, cool. Okay, good. And we're delighted to be joined for his second appearance. Because I knew that, because we always keep a tally. We know everything about all the guests we've ever had on. It's Elite Gins, a.k.a. Ben. You all right, mate?
Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Yeah, not bad.
All good?
Not bad. Good. Andy, we've got lots to talk about. Well, Ben as well. We've got lots to talk about, but me and you and our friend Ian only interviewed Liam Hogan the other night, didn't we? How was that for you?
That was absolutely brilliant. What an absolute gent. He is, there's no other word to describe a very, very humble, lovely bloke. Would you agree with that? I think you have to agree with that.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
Was very polite, good banter. Just if you could, perfect footballer. Nice, nice to chat to. He was it. He is the role model, I would say.
Yeah, he was good. You can tell why he was captain, can't you? Like captain material. Wherever he goes, he's captain material. So yeah, it was good. It was good spending over an hour with him.
In part one.
In part one. So that's what we're going to announce tonight. So the Liam Hogan interview will be available very soon. I've just got to edit it and then get it okay by Liam. But we spoke about that much that we have to come back and do part 2 after Christmas, don't we? So
yes.
Look out for that. You can get the full episode if you're a member of our Patreon, which, thanks to a load of people. Have signed up this week, so really, really big thanks to them. You can get the Kenny Boxall interview on that as well. Matty Warburton, Will Collar. We've got loads lined up. We're just going to keep on bringing it to you. And of course, you get everything ad-free as well. So just get that out of the way. Tonight, although speaking of which, we must move on. Tonight, we're going to talk about Wrexham. We're going to talk about Burton at the weekend. Got to mention ticketing today again. We must mention that. We've got our fan guest, Ben. Ben just chipping along the way. I think we did your questions last time, didn't we? So we don't need to look at that again. And we've got some listener questions, which I'll call them the panel, but Andy and Ben don't see. They're just questions that I've gathered from listeners on the socials, and I've got a few of them to ask you, so that'll be good later on. And also getting rezzers. Happy days. And I've got to say before we start as well, a big thank you to Paul Lyons, who listens to us regularly. I think he's a Patreon member as well, down from Australia. He says, huge shout out to the TSBW team. Enjoyable and insightful banter twice a week, and more if you're a Patreon member. Living in Oz, it's a very welcome connection with my team and my town. So this is why we do it. So yeah, happy days, all good stuff. I think we're in partnership as well with the Roller Prints, aren't we, Andy? That's a new one. Doing our printing.
Yeah, so doing all our printing, and they have very generously. If anyone watched the podcast with the show with Steve Cunningham, who runs the Edgeley Con Club coaches, see how it just rolls off the tongue, Russ.
I know, bastard.
If anyone watched that show, if you saw the 3 prints that he had on the back, a lot of people were asking about them. A roll of prints have very kindly donated all 3 as next month's giveaway. So absolutely brilliant. They're also doing other bits and bobs for us. They're absolutely brilliant. It's just a little family-run business. And yeah, what they do is absolutely brilliant. So we'll give you their details and patch them out. So if you ever want anything doing, picture of your kid, anything like that, they will do it. And I've seen quality. I've seen what they do versus they've shown me what they do versus what other companies do, and the quality is there. So yeah. Anyway, back to the football.
Yeah, good stuff. So yeah, next month's giveaway will be that 3 canvas print of the Stockport. What would you call it?
Like
I don't know what you call it. Yeah, backdrop. I don't know.
Yeah,
Skyline.
That's one.
Skyline. Yeah, Skyline. Good stuff, right? Yeah, let's get into the football. That's why we're here. Wrexham on Saturday, 1-0 win. Could have been 5, could have been 6. Ben, how was your day on Saturday? Take us through your day.
Well, let's be honest, it was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? I didn't think we'd, looking at those 3 games, I'd have been happy with 5 points. And when we lost the first one quite dramatic fashion, I wasn't really holding out too much hope. But obviously, went there with the kids, and I thought Wrexham, if I'm honest, I was very disappointed with them. Just a big physical long ball team that relied on fitness until the last 20 minutes. I was expecting a lot more. I think if we carry on like that, they'll get found out. And I'm not anti-Wrexham. I'm quite happy that they're coming up with us on the tour. But I think we've got so much more to come from Stockport, and I just didn't see it with Wrexham. That's all. Like you say, it could have been a hell of a lot more.
Yeah. Feel like I wouldn't say I was surprised at the performance, but especially not after the Bolton win. But you're right, so much more from Wrexham. I kind of went for a slim win in the end, which it was. I know it was in the end, and hindsight's a wonderful thing. But honestly, apart from the first 5 minutes, I don't really remember them being in it at all. Do you, Andy?
No. It's they had in the first half, definitely not. I don't even remember them, having a spell of possession really. The second half, they did have that about 20 minutes, I'd say, or even 15 minutes. It probably wasn't. It probably like 5, but when you only 1-0 up, it probably felt like 20 minutes of a little bit of pressure. But even the pressure that they put on us, or a little bit of pressure, should I say, I still felt fairly confident that we were just mopping up everything. I didn't.
I mean, how's he missed that?
Yeah, but in the end, it's gone. It's like it's not trouble the goalkeeper. He didn't even get enough power on it, did he? It was just complete. It was just a nothing shot. Yeah,
I think he just got lost at where he was.
Yeah, I think by that point they were just. I just think they knew it wasn't their day at all, and I kind of agree with what you said before, that they are going to get found out. If they carry on playing like that, they will drop off from where they are. They will win games, so I'm not saying that, but that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Style of play, they'll get found out very quickly. Doesn't work.
Agree.
Yeah, they weren't great. I wouldn't say I was disappointed with them because we won the game, so I'm not asked about them. But it does make me think that we've not played some of the teams that they've beat yet. some of the so-called bigger teams, and that they've been beat by as well. And I just think we could probably give it a better go. So the ones that are coming up are Peterborough and Birmingham.
Yeah.
So they got beat 3-1 at Birmingham, I think. So that says to me straight away, if we play like we can, then we'll probably give it a good go against Birmingham. But Peterborough, they beat Peterborough away 2-0, I think. So that says to me, I mean, I'm more confident of notching myself up a couple of places. I'm always thinking top 12 will do me, or top half, should I say? And now I'm starting thinking the way we're playing, if we can continue with that, I'm thinking of a few more places above that now.
I probably grounded myself a little bit. Obviously, everyone knows I'm very optimistic, and next game on, I'm like, yeah, playoffs. But I have grounded myself a little bit since the Wickham game, just being more of a realist. I'm still optimistic going into each game. I was very confident in the Bolton game, even though I was watching it from France. I was confident at the Wrexham game. But I have just kind of think, well, just one game at a time. Let's just steady ourselves. And I do think after the Bolton and Wrexham, it's our time now for a little bit of a run.
But how good is it now? And I class you as, don't take this the wrong way, lads, but we're all bobbing on a little bit now. We're no spring chickens anymore. Being back in League One and just having no clue what county's going to turn up. We're not expecting to hammer teams. We're not expecting a drubbing. It could be, well, literally has been 5-0, 5-0, hasn't it? And I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a free hit this season, though, isn't it? 100%. You know, we will, you know, as optimistic as I can be, I know deep down if we finish mid-table, that's a cracking season. Back in League One, it's a free hit this season. There's not really much pressure. We're not going to go down, and we might be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But you're absolutely right. I do. Apart from the fact that I do think I'm a spring chicken.
Fair enough.
Disagree with him on that, do you?
Yeah.
No, definitely not a spring chicken. Jesus, my chiropractor will tell you that. Standout performance then from Saturday. For me, I thought Lewis Bate was nigh on unplayable. I just really thought he was. Some people in the comments already saying that Bate and Norwood were ran the show. Anybody else stand out for you? Obviously, Louis Barry with his goal. We can chalk that one off. Anyone else, Ben, from your perspective, that stood out for you?
I've got to say, South Wales and Rydell. I mean, coming back off them layoffs and just picking up like they've never been away is brilliant. Yeah. I think Rydell's a little bit behind Macca, but Macca's just a machine, isn't he? I just worry for every tackle he goes into.
Yeah.
Is it going to be another 9-14 months out? That's the problem with him. He would be playing at this level, to be fair, if he was consistently not injured.
Yeah, and they mentioned this in the Courtyard Club call about when Macca got his yellow card, he backed off a bit. But I also just think that, well, one, you have to back off a little bit. You're not, once you're on a yellow card so early, it only takes a split second and the wrong referee, which we'll get into that later on. And also, he's playing against what's he called? I forgot his name. McLean, who, let's face it, if Macca gets one over on him, he's gonna go in pretty heavy on him, I think, and that could be potentially another injury for him. So I kind of disagree what they said in the Courtyard Club call, that he kind of played it perfectly, Macca. But I do agree, is every time he goes in for a challenge, you do wince a little bit, don't you?
But on that, have you noticed that he's still going in full-blooded? I think Rydell's holding back a little bit. And I've read a few bits that the physio said he's ready. He's been ready for a while. It's more mental, getting him back on the pitch. And I think you can just see that with a couple of challenges. He's a little bit hesitant.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, I'd do a better job, so I'm not going to criticise him too much.
Yeah, definitely. I thought. I mean, I don't generally like McLean, just because he's one of those shithouses that you want on your team, basically, isn't he? I'm sure he's a decent player. He's probably his twilight of his career now. But I thought for that yellow card so early on against South Wales, I thought McLean did him. I thought, he knew it was. It wasn't even 50-50. It was probably 49-51 in maybe one of the two players' favours, and McLean knew that if he held back slightly, Maka would go in and it'd look like a Maka yellow card. And that's what the ref, I think the ref's been done there proper.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that's just McLean being
McLean.
just a wiser player and well, I don't even think it's shit. I just think that's playing the game. I can't remember what Horsfall got booked for early on.
That was a yellow, to be fair.
Yeah.
Was it? Right, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, Macca's was a yellow as well, wasn't it? The way that it came about. But I just thought that, I mean, for me, early on, I was thinking, oh God, we've got two defenders, if you like. Well, Macca and Horsfall now on yellows. They could come at us. If they came at us proper and went for down the left and focused on Horsfall, we could be down to 10 men here. If the occasion had got to us. But I was so pleased with the way we started to control the game straight after that first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, started to control the play after that and never really looked back after that. Bodvarsson and Palmer, I mean, they just didn't even get a sniff, did they? After
just
that?
about to say, have you ever seen a worse big man partnership up front? I mean,
I don't think I have, no.
I'll be honest there, I'm not Connolly's biggest fan, is it Connolly? But he bossed it. He won everything aerially. So did Hustle. They didn't have a sniff. And I wasn't expecting that, to be fair.
I think Dan Malt mentions it in the comments, and I agree that Callum Connolly, I thought he had a brilliant game. Again, in the Courtyard Club call, they used the words like tidy, consistent, and definitely man of the match contender. It's just a follow-on from Bolton, basically.
Yeah. Without the goals.
Definitely, yeah. I'm starting to warm to Connolly. I mean, I think he's just I think he said in his post-match that he's just taking time to get in. He had an injury, and he's taken time to get him back in there.
But it's like Norwood as well. Norwood's come down from the Premiership. It's going to take time for him to, and that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Because you would automatically expect a Premiership player just to fit into any kind of league or team or anything. But there has to be a transition where he's got to adjust himself to how fast we play, different to the Premiership. So it was always going to, same with Powell. Powell's only really, apart from being injured again, it was only the last sort of few games. We always knew what was there with Powell, like we saw what was there with Norwood on the first game that he played. But I just think there's got to be a little bit of an adjustment period where he's got to settle in it himself. But again, another player, last couple of games, brilliant.
I think he's like a victim of his own versatility, isn't he? He's not going to lock down a position for himself, although the right side of centre three looks pretty good. But he's not a right wing back, is he? Let's be honest.
No.
And he didn't fill me full of confidence when he played. I can't remember who it was against in central midfield. I think he is a centre back.
Yeah, you're talking about Connolly now, aren't you? I think.
Yeah.
Andy, you were talking about Norwood, right?
I started about Connolly, then moved to Norwood.
Right. Yeah, thought so. Yeah. They were cross purposes there. Tell you what, though, I think it's a good time to bring out a listener's question. I'm not sure if we had this one last week, but let's cover it again because Hinchliffe got in the team again. Quite right. I mean, I want to see Hinchliffe now for the foreseeable. I don't know if you agree with that. But Steve Woodbridge on Patreon does say he disagrees with the Coriadai criticism. However, he just feels that we are a better team with Hinchliffe in goal. I think the team must trust him more. And that was one of the key reasons for the more confident performance on Saturday. He's referring to Bolton, but the reason why I'm asking it, bringing it again, is because of I think it was the same again against Wrexham. I get the feeling if he'd have put Coriadai in there'd have been a slight bit of nervousness in the crowd early on, wouldn't there? Been a bit like, we like him. I think generally speaking, a lot of people, maybe not, but I think generally speaking, we like him. And we can see he's a good goalkeeper. But just having Ben in net, Ben Hinchliffe in net. No, Ben. So it gives you. It's like having a warm towel wrapped around you, innit, when it's freezing. It just gives you that bit of a boost.
I think there's two things about Ben coming back in. One, he marshals that defence brilliantly. They're a perfectly straight line all the time. They seem to know exactly what they're doing. And Bate, every time he gets the ball, turns and goes forward. Whereas with Adai, he couldn't wait to give it back, go backwards. And we just don't see the point of messing around with it for 5 minutes and then still kicking it long anyway. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. What do you think that is? You're right. No, you're thinking about. You're right. But what do you think that is though? Why does Bate always go back in that scenario?
I think it's probably because he's come from Chelsea, hasn't he? And then Leeds, and all these academies are keep the ball. So if you've got a keeper who can play it, he's not lost the ball, has he? So it's not his fault. That's the only thing I can think of, because it's a bit of a nonsense to me. I'd much rather he comes out and plays it into midfield, because we've got the players to do it. We really have.
Yeah.
Don't think we've got the players to play out of the back. I always say, if Arsenal can't do it, why are we trying it?
I think it works sometimes, doesn't it? It does work sometimes, but for me, it's too much, and it makes me very nervous. And we said that when we first signed him, he's the player that's going to make us nervous. But just having Ben back, I think that analogy of that warm towel, warm blanket, it really does, because the defence push up as well. Whereas I kind of feel when Corey's playing, we do sit back that little bit more. And then we invite pressure, and then we know what happened. Against. And I'm not saying that it was. I kind of agree with the Patreon comment. I'm not for the criticism at all. I just think right now Ben's best suited to be in net for us, just because we were going through that little bit of a lull, and we just needed that old guard reassurance.
Is it a 2 or 3 year contract he's got?
2, I think.
Because whichever way you look at it, having Ben as number one, teaching him, surely for the first 6 months would have been a good idea.
Yeah. I think in hindsight, because we were all excited, new keeper, Corey was picked, and he played well first few games, didn't he? I just think in hindsight now, we probably should have started with Ben and maybe let Adai work his way into the squad.
Yeah. Let Adai earn his place. Take the shirt off Ben, because that's not happened. And Ben's seen off quite a few keepers, hasn't he? Varos.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jaros. Yeah. Barros. Who am I thinking of? Milan Barros? No, I don't know. He used to play for Liverpool, didn't he? Quickly talk about some of the other chances though as well. So there was, their goalkeeper was man of the match, I think, for them.
Yeah.
This lad that's come in who sits behind Okwanko. Collar had a good chance, maybe where he should have crossed it, or squared it rather, when he got to the byline and managed to nick the ball. Horsfall's had a good one at the back post. Horsfall's had another one where I can't forget who had the initial shot, but he kept himself on side, and then the keeper's made a good emergency save. Second half, Wotton's had a really good chance. He's dinked it when he arguably should have gone low, perhaps. And that's why I think it could and possibly should have been 3, 4, maybe 5. I don't think I'm over egging it there.
No, do you agree? I'm sorry for him right at the end when he did all the hard work and then just rolled it back to the goalkeeper.
Of course, yeah.
I forgot all about that. One more touch.
Right on my brain.
One more touch, and it's either a goal or a penalty.
I tell you what, if you haven't got Tanto and Fevrier on extra shooting duty, they need something, because they're doing all the hard work and just can't kick it in the net.
Yeah, something not. I don't know what it is with Tanto at the moment. Is he half a yard off his pace? I don't know. It doesn't seem. It doesn't seem his normal self. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is with him, but because he's got quality, we all know that.
Because he's not starting. I think he needs a bit of consistency, because he's in and out, isn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like a confidence player.
Yeah, I think that. I'm not sure about a confidence player, but I definitely think he needs a run in the team to get the best out of him. I mean, he showed he can do it. That Blackpool goal, he'd been on, I think it was his first or second touch or something. The third, was it the third against Blackpool? But he just need a run of games, needs time, doesn't he? And he's another one that'll start to motor once he's going, because we know he's got it. Not sure about 20 plus goals this season, but I'm sure he'll bag a few.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. On to anything more about Wrexham? I mean, let's talk about the ref. I mean, I know we won, but the ref was absolutely bobbins, wasn't he?
That's a polite word.
Yeah, it was shocking. I mean, the fact he was living in Winslow and got an estate agents around there or something, it looked like he was going, look, I am definitely not biased, and was completely biased the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. Absolutely, he did. It's not very often that happens, is it? That we're the dominant team and we've got a ref that we think's crap. I don't think it happens very, very much. Well, not that crap anyway.
I think we only gave something stupid, like we got 4 bookings for 6 fouls or something mad. I was looking at it before. It just none of it makes any sense. You know, it was just ridiculous. That might have been first half, but
I've said it in the beginning of the season, and I do believe that they are getting worse. Some of these refs. You know, we have had a couple of decent ones. I thought the one against Bolton was pretty all right. But they just need to be consistent. So the first 3, me personally, I think there's a few people in the comments as well. I didn't think the Maka one was a yellow card. But what the Wrexham players were doing to our players were, I would say, in my opinion, were yellow cards. So if you're going to give the Maka one, which I don't think was a yellow card, why are none of their challengers getting pulled up as yellow cards? Yeah. It's got to be consistent. Once you set that bar low, which I thought the referee did, you've then got to follow it and have conviction and be consistent. And we're just not seeing that week in, week out.
Do you think it's that we're not producing enough refs? Because why would you be a ref? Like, grassroots, you're hearing young lads getting absolute pelters from the parents. We've all been there, we've all seen it. Obviously, I've never done it. But, yeah, why would you do it?
You would. This is it. You wouldn't. I used to coach my lads' team. It's not just parents; it's coaches as well. It's unbelievable. Especially, this could be my getting the rezzers. Really, it's especially you get these coaches and parents that wear like a tracksuit of United or City or Liverpool or something. Talk about the game as if it's the Premier League, and when you're watching kids, and they're talking. You know, if a player misses one pass. But gets 9 right, they're like, oh, bloody hell, you should have done this, you should have done that. It's like, it's not the Premier League. And then that's extrapolated onto the referees, these young referees that just get verbals from grown adults. It's embarrassing, it really is. And these coaches that think the Pep and the Klopp, just because they stood, an under-11s game, it's a proper cringe, it really is. So I can see why we don't have good refs. Can absolutely see it. And let's not even mention what's he called? David Coote, is it? Was it Coote? I don't even know what his first name is.
He didn't tell any lies though, did he? He didn't tell any lies.
Well, no, he didn't. But this is true. So you can see why.
You've got to have something about you to become a ref, I think. And but fair play to any professional ref these days, because I do understand that they have to make that, especially without VAR, you have to make that split-second decision. And like with all aspects of life, in any job, you do miss stuff, don't you? Or you switch off for a split second. And I know that's hard because that's his job and he's there doing it for 90 plus minutes. But we all miss stuff in our day jobs. And sometimes that is probably a really bad decision that is missed, or he's guessed it, or I don't know. But it's just consistency.
That's why we have linesmen. And the linesmen don't appear to do anything other than tell you the ball's gone out.
Or watch the referee to see what he gives us.
What's he doing?
Is, for me, I should have used that for my getting the rezzers.
Yeah. I mean, we had. I think Waggy put it in the comments, but we had 3. We've committed 3. You're right, Ben. 3 fouls in the first half, and I think we got 3 yellow cards, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, I know it's hard. People are, some of our fans who are referees are coming in the comments. Darren Bowden, especially. It's not easy. You get shit every week. We know that. But I just thought he was suckered into that McLean first challenge, and then that set the precedence for him. Then, and I think he was, and I agree with you, Ben. I know I think you said it jokingly that he was trying his hardest to prove that he wasn't from Wilmslow, or he wasn't being. I think that's just human nature. I think he was just trying too hard.
I agree. But just going back to how difficult it is, Andy and I sit one row apart, a few feet apart. He thinks it was yellow card. I think it was a slip. So what do we know? You know.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right, Ben. What do you know?
But again, if you look at the stats, though, I won't go through the stats like individually, but they're all in our favour, and I don't say, pretty much all in our favour. I don't say that lightly. Where I'm going with this is, and my point is, it was such a dominant display, wasn't it? Charlie was so happy with it. We've probably played a lot worse than that in one matches as well, but it was just so dominant against a Wrexham team that don't lose many at all. I think they've lost. Was that the third they'd lost this season, or second they'd lost this season? Might have been the third defeat.
It's not many anyway.
Yeah, they don't lose very, very often. Parky doesn't lose often, and we showed that we were definitely in that 90 minutes. We're way, way, way ahead of them, and they've got some work to do. Yeah,
definitely
good stuff. And did something happen in the pop side? Didn't it? Did a steward pull a hamstring or something? I
don't think anyone understands where they were going, but they all set off in a rush, in a line, and one of the more rotund gentlemen, shall we say, pulled a hammy and just had to sit down, and you could tell he just didn't want to run. I'm in that category now, but yeah, it was very entertaining. Probably not for him, but
No, not for him. Yeah, good stuff. And then last thing to say about Wrexham, I think, is have you seen our record, our head-to-head record for Wrexham? I think Hatters Matters posted it. It's something daft like we've won 61, they've won 60. We've obviously drawn the rest out of 140 matches or something. It's ridiculous how close it is, because we've just played each other throughout the years, haven't we?
We've not drawn in the last 6, though, have we? It's a perfect win. Home.
Yeah. We just need to do something at their ground now, don't we?
Yeah, to break the run.
Yeah. Just finally myself on Wrexham. I thought the atmosphere in the Cheese Lane was brilliant. Probably the best it's been for a long time.
Yeah.
All different pockets, up tier 5, 4, 3, all singing together, and it just felt brilliant, because I don't know what you feel, Ben, but I can't hear the other atmosphere in the other parts of the stadium. When you're in the Cheese Lane, you don't hear it, do you?
No,
because you hear. No, you don't, and you hear opposition fans say, "Oh, the atmosphere is brilliant." The chap from around the grounds, when he does his vlogs, he says, "Oh, the atmosphere is brilliant, both sides." But we don't hear that, and we don't even hear the pop side, do we? To get together stand, we only hear. And I just thought it was brilliant, the atmosphere. And I was even more chuffed when they didn't sing Wrexham get battered until the very end, because I thought, just don't sing it and jinx it. Just sing it at the end when we've won.
Yeah, that was cracking. As was Bolton, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen on socials that upper tier 2 starting to become the new upper tier 3 for getting songs going. I don't know if that's just somebody in upper tier 2 like claiming that, and it's happening everywhere. But you're right, the atmosphere was a lot better, wasn't it? I mean, it helps, doesn't it, when you're dominating a team like Wrexham?
Yeah, I think it depends how many beers Josh has had, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah. Go on, son. Yeah.
Let's move on to Saturday then. So we've got Burton Albion on Saturday. They are not doing too well. They're down in 23rd, although they have won the last match in the league, which was against Shrewsbury, who are bottom. and they drew with Crawley before that, and then lost to Cambridge, who are third bottom. So, I mean, we say this a lot on this podcast, but it all points to a 1-0 Burton win, doesn't it?
Who are you asking, me or Ben?
I'll ask you.
No, I think we've got this game in the bag. I'm going super confident with this. This has got 3-0 written all over it for us. I just think with the way you're playing at the moment, it's something starting to. And I know we said this after the first 3 games, didn't we? But something is after this transition of adjusting to the league, something's clicked a little bit.
Something's brewing.
Yeah, something's brewing.
I think he's got the shape he wants to play with.
Yeah.
Now that concerns me, given that Rydell and South Wales are the ones that have given us that. Probably.
Yeah.
But I do think that's made a
true,
massive difference.
But Niall's back soon, isn't he? So he can be a sort of a rotation or a backup for Macaulay South Wales. I was quite interested actually to hear Charlie say that when he puts Macca on, everyone sort of crosses the fingers because they know of his injury susceptibility, and he said that, So yeah, I do think we need backup there. But Niall's back. I'm sure I read. Did I read that Niall was back in a couple of weeks or something?
December, I think it is. December.
Is it December?
Yeah.
Right.
Camp's back on the bench this weekend.
I believe so. Yes.
Meant to be. Yeah.
I think he's a big miss. I think he's really made it up to League One brilliantly.
Yeah, well, he came from League One though, didn't he? Was he not in League One with Rochdale at the time? So I think he's got previous.
Fleetwood, yeah.
Or was it Fleetwood? Sorry. Yeah, my apologies. Back to the Burton game then. Ben, what do you think on Saturday? Andy's going for a steamroller 3-0 win. Do you think it's going to be that easy?
Andy always does. I'm slightly more pessimistic. Like you say, it's just we won't turn up. I don't know. But again, this is what I love about it. We could
come on,
an absolute stinker. All right, 4-0, having it. Cancel February.
All right, if it's that easy, I'll get you to buy me a pint next week.
That won't be easy. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I'd love to stay steamroller, but it's just that there's no really bad teams in this league apart from maybe Cambridge. But Burton, yeah.
And Wrexham.
Catty. Let's look at some of the players they've got then. So you'll know some of these names. They've got Ben Whitfield, who's on 3 assists, obviously formerly of this parish. So he's going to, whatever score it is, it's going to be 1 something, isn't it? Because he's going to score.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Can I change my score?
You want 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1, yeah.
Yeah. But such a nice lad. Got a lot of time for Ben Whitfield. Spoke to him, in person. Really nice lad. So he's one. Elliot Watt, I think he was touted to be coming to County at some point, or rumoured. Elliot Watt, so they've got him. He's on 3 assists as well. Danilo Orsi, did they get him from Crawley? So he did well last season. So they've got him. They've got Max Crocombe in net, who I think, I'm going to say, is he ex-Grimsby? Yeah, ex-Grimsby. Thought he was. So they got him in there. So not a bad keeper by all accounts. Possibly a League Two keeper. And then the other name that keeps on popping up on here is Thomas Kalinauskas. He's quite high up on some of these ratings on FOTMob. So maybe he's one to watch out for. We haven't got a Oppo preview, as you can probably tell, this week. But yeah. Any of those players I either fill you with dread or make you think, oh dear, I want to change my score like Andy, Ben?
No. Elliot, what? Why is he at Salford? Was he at Salford?
Yeah. He was the lad at Salford. Spent quite a bit at Salford. He was at Bradford before that. And I think there was rumours of him coming here.
Yeah, it was almost like it's nailed on, then it just went really quiet, didn't it? I've got to be honest with him if I fell over him. So,
yeah.
Whatever.
Gazendo, But still, all that considered, still second bottom. We should be winning comfortably. There you go, Andy. One of yours in your camp.
Yeah. He can be in our train.
Yeah, yeah. It's difficult without an opposition preview guest to actually get a sort of a good idea, especially Burton. I mean, I don't know about you, but Burton were always to me non-league, and they came up with that investment and Nigel Clough managing, and we kind of like passed each other like ships in the night, I think, didn't we? I don't remember playing them much in the Football League when we were in it before. Am I right or am I wrong there?
I don't remember ever playing them. Have we played them?
I think we have, yeah. Pretty sure.
Yeah. In terms of players that stand, I don't really, you know, obviously the bigger names, but I don't really know who plays for who, if I'm honest. Or it's hard to keep up with who plays for other teams. So the only one that really is any former player of ours, and it would be Ben Whitfield. But I don't know. It's like the comments said that they're down there for a reason. Prior to the win and the draw, they've lost 4 on the bounce. So against teams, I think Reading beat them. You know, I know you can't really say, well, we beat Reading, so we should beat them. But for me, I just think that they're down there. We're up there. 3-1 all day.
So I've just dug out, thanks to Hatters Matters, which is like the encyclopedia of all this kind of stuff. We only played them in one season back in 2010, 2011. We lost 2-1 away at their place in October, and we drew 0-0 at home in the March.
2010.
So yeah, that's why I think it's just passed me by. I mean, we did, you know, pass like ships in the night. And looking at the team as well, I'll give you the team lineup. I don't know if you can, you'll remember these. Try not to shudder. Well, not to all of them. Matty Glennon in net, Mark Lynch, Robbie Williams, not that one. Manso Asomani, do you remember him? Danny Swales, wow. Greg Tansey, Jake Simpson, Paul Turnbull, Jamie Proctor, George Donnelly, Adam Griffin. On the bench, Owen Von Williams, Jordan Rhodes, David Poole, Matty Mainwaring, James Vincent, Tom Fisher, and Danny M. Rowe.
Wow. Poole, yeah. I liked him. I like Poole.
Yeah.
I like that other winger as well. What was he called?
Griffin. Adam Griffin.
Griffin, that's him. Is it true, the story about when he came off the bench? He was only on about 15 minutes, and they gave him man of the match. Apparently Gannon went berserk, ballistic, because it undermined all the other players that were on the pitch, sort of thing. But yeah, I liked Griffin.
Yeah, I liked him as well. Apart from when he came back with Hyde and scored past us. Well, or came back with Hyde and won, basically. That wasn't a great time. Great time to be alive. I
seem to blank all those. If anyone scores and they used to play for us, I blank them out. Never happened.
No, never happened. And Ian Dowden says it's the only team in the 92 we've not beat. Cheers, wow. Ian. We don't really go to that level of knowledge. You'll find. But cheers for that. Okay, that's Burton on Saturday. Let's move on. So ticketing, just a quick word on the ticketing. That happened today again for the Birmingham match. Turns out it was just one link had it on, another URL or web address, however you want to call it, didn't have it on. I was sat there refreshing the one that didn't have it on, and then got sent the one that did have it on, and I was fine then through. But yeah,
I didn't even get my email.
Really?
Nope. Fuming.
So you missed out?
No. I got it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Tell you what, 30 quid's a bit steep though. Suppose you're buying
Thinking
12.5 million quid strikers, you need to find it back somehow, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought that. I was thinking because my lad's not coming this time, and it's 30 quid plus the postage. I just find it easier to get the postage. I mean, Mrs. is probably thinking, "Oh, that's Russ and Dan's tickets." No, that's just mine.
It's steep. It is steep.
Yeah.
For people with families, hats off to you. You know that travel on a lot of the away days because they are expensive. You add that to the home games as well. For Birmingham alone, for an adult, for myself, it's going to cost what, £50. That's before I've even had a pint or a pie.
Yeah.
So to do like a family of 4, then fair play to you.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely doffing the cap to that, 100%. So yeah, just back to the ticketing. I think they know it's an issue. They clearly know it's an issue. I think tied in at the moment, but I think next season it's got to change, on it. It's got to change.
I think it is changing, isn't it?
Yeah,
changing for the last 4 years.
There you go.
Not getting on the soapbox, but yeah.
This is your chance to be on the soapbox.
Oh my God, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. I mean, when it does work, it works badly. Like, I've heard people missing out on their emails before. It's never happened to me. It did today. Then when you do get there, the link doesn't work. I mean, come on. Sort it out. It can't be that hard. It really can't.
Yeah.
Are we changing Waggy's rants to Ben's rants?
Yeah, Ben's bollockins.
Yeah.
I would love to have a pint with some of those directors and just say, you know what, I'm not really sure that this is working. I might use different words. But they must know. Well, they do know. There must be some sort of weird loophole in the contract. I don't know. Yeah,
I think there probably is. We've got to honour something, haven't we? Sai Lomas says they announced at the core meeting that it's advanced stage for a new provider, which is good news. Yeah, I missed those co-op notes. Actually, I need to read those. But that's good news. That's something a bit more concrete there. Okay, let's move on to a listener question. But before we do, if you're watching on YouTube Live, please do like the video, or if you're watching back, please like the video and do rate us on any platform, podcast platform you're listening to us on. We have got a Liam Hogan interview coming very, very soon, but here's a bit of a snippet of the Kenny Boxshall one. And if you've not seen this, go and get it, and you can access the full episode on Patreon.
What would you say is your worst time from a club perspective?
Sale Sharks, without a shadow of a doubt. It was allegedly an amalgamation, and it wasn't. It was a takeover. And they, inverted commas, ruined the football club, including the pitch. They had no respect for the football pitch. They'd train on it on a Saturday morning if we were playing on it on a Saturday afternoon, or they'd train on it on a Friday maybe, and we're playing home games on a Saturday. Their staff were exceedingly rude. We lost some very, very good people.
There we go. Bit of an extended snippet there of the interview. The full interview, by the way, is brilliant. Even if I do say so myself, not for me. I mean, he's brilliant. Is what I'm saying.
The interviewer was amazing, Ross. I really liked him.
Yeah, but you know what though, with these interviews, and we're going to do loads more of them in locations around Stockport, and we might even release where we're going to do it and invite people to come along and watch. What I like about it is all I've got to do is ask the odd question, and people like Kenny, who was just such a gent and so lovely, he just basically talked, and you don't have to do much as an interviewer. You just literally let them talk. Same with Liam Hogan as well. Yeah. Liam Hogan was brilliant. He was brilliant. So do check those out. And as you can see, hopefully you can see that the editing and the filming's a bit better as well. We've got different camera angles and stuff like that. So do check it out. Right, a listener question. I'm going to pull one out to coin a phrase. Here we go. How about this one? What are the chances this could be a playoff fixture in May? Talking about the Wrexham match, I think. And that's Mark Fielding. Even if he's talking about the Bolton match, it's the same. Do we think... I guess the thing is, are you confident that we're going to make the playoffs? Andy?
You even need to ask. Hey, yeah, I am confident. I think we'll be tweak in and around sort of 9, 10, that sort of area for, we'll lose a few games and drop off a bit, but I think we'll stay within distance. That's a good shout. I like that. We will stay in, within distance of that sort of top 6. But I think the Bolton one will be, more so than the Wrexham one. I do agree with what Andy's just said there, and what Ben was saying earlier, that they will get found out, and I think they'll start to drop back.
You agree, Ben?
I do. I'd be at the start of the season. I said 14th and above. I'd be happy with. I've sort of moved that back into top 10, but I am sort of thinking we could do playoffs. Now, it'd be interesting to see what Mr. Stock does if we are there or thereabouts around January.
Yeah.
In the top 6, I think there could be a little bit of movement somewhere. I don't think he's going to go absolutely bonkers, but he could just give us something that tips us over the line.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting point. Where would you think he would look to strengthen if that was the case?
I'm going to be controversial now. Striker.
I thought you were going to say keeper.
yeah. No. So, I'm going to be controversial. Has Barry played absolutely out of his skin every game? I know he's had 3 people on him. He hasn't, but don't come at me for this. Like our Cantona, he does nothing for 85 minutes and has a worldie, wins us the game.
Yeah.
Button, he's still convinced he can get everyone in a headlock and think he's going to get away with it. and I know he gets bullied, but he's not learnt the dark arts, has he? So it's one extreme to the other. And we've just discussed Tanto. So I wouldn't mind someone proving.
What kind of striker? Like target like Wootton or?
Yeah, I think so. Personally. Someone that we can play off. Because as much as I love Wootton, I think, and he's playing pretty well, but I think we're at his level. I'd love to be proven wrong on this, but
yeah. Well, there was two strikers up front for Wrexham that were big lads. What do you want, one of them, Bodvarsson or Palmer?
No. So, all right, I know nothing about football. I've accepted this, and so is my acca every week. So.
No, I agree with you, Ben. I agree with you. I think out of all the areas, I think just leave the keeper situation. That'll sort itself out over the course of the season. Maybe another midfielder, maybe, or something in the top third of the field. Whether that's another sort of Will Collar kind of, because it seems like he's pushing further up now, doesn't it? Will Collar. That seems to be in that top 3, attacking 3. But yeah, maybe another Wootton. Push Wootton a little bit because he doesn't really have anyone pushing for that kind of position, does he?
No. And he, another exclusive on our exclusive interview that we did with him exclusively. He did say he wants to work further up the pitch, didn't he? Collar. He's doing that now. Because we kind of thought he was box to box, in a way, but he's definitely contributing in the final third.
Maybe it's Chelsea's position, hasn't he? Number 10.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned it last week actually, and I can't remember who I was talking to on Saturday, but we were talking about having somebody nasty. Jimmy mentioned it on the Courtyard Club call. Having someone who's got a bit of needle I think it might have been Liam Hogan on Monday night, actually, that we're talking to. And I said, Sars and Paddy Madden, they both had a bit of needle. If there was something like a McLean that would leave something on an earlier match, they'd go and sort of, within the laws of the game, we'll sort that out. Doesn't feel quite right we've got anybody like that just now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it was the Liam Hogan, and I don't want to give too much away, but he was basically saying the transition from previous teams that he's played in to all around sort of the fair play. It was hard to kind of adjust to what he'd done previous, but we don't have anyone like that. And do we want someone like that? I don't know, because obviously if you have that, then there's the risk side of it, isn't there?
I'm going to say yes, because I love him. John, we go down with John, and he's been calling for a Madden-like player. When we were getting absolutely turned over by Wickham, he's like, we need a Madden here, to get everyone going and just clatter in someone, get a needless booking, but, get the crowd going, if nothing else.
100%.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of the other podcasts and things, and Stick to Football is one that I go to quite a lot. It's all about United, which does me head in, to be fair. But Roy Keane, I love Roy Keane. Me, you need somebody like him who's going, who's in the changing room going, "What are you doing, ripping the back of your socks for? Just put them on and get out there and get a tackle in and make sure all that kind of stuff." I love that, and I think we do miss that. I think we do miss that with Madden and Sars, definitely 100%. Maybe somebody else will come through like that. I don't know. Is Norwood maybe someone like that? It doesn't strike me as that type of player that would do that. I'll
be honest with them teeth. I can't imagine he's going to be a bloody man's man, is he? I've got to be careful. I'm going to get sued.
No. Brilliant.
Sorry.
Yeah. A lot of you said striker, Andy. A lot of people in the comments saying, Mellon doesn't fill people with that confidence. He needs an up and all this kind of stuff.
We've got.
Yeah. No, well, he's not. I don't think he's had the game time. To be fair, he's just been injured, hasn't he? So, but we've got a duty of care, haven't we? So,
stop being fair, Russ. Come on, just reactionary.
Is what? Sorry, I was reading the message.
Stop being fair to him.
Don't
give the lad a chance. We're out to answer, we're out to dry here. Come on. No, I do think we need someone like that.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, time's cracking on. Let's do game rezzers. I hope you've got some, because I haven't. I hope some of the comments are going to come in for game rezzers. I've already done one, I think, about Whopper coaches. But anyway, let's do getting the rezzers.
Getting the rezzers. Come on, getting rezzers. Getting rezzers.
Getting rezzers.
That's rubbish. Getting rezzers.
I'm not having that. Getting rezzers.
There we go. Ben, you strike me as someone who's got a lot of getting rezzers.
I've been collecting these for quite some time.
Okay.
I need to decide which side of the concourse I'm going to complain about tonight. I'm going to go with people that go down at half time and order 5-10 pints anyway, and they're all Guinness. Why are you serving Guinness at half time? Stop it. It's going to be rubbish. You're not going to complain about it, and it takes forever. So stop that. And have enough pies before the game. Stop running out of pies. Like, supply and demand. You know they're going to go. Just buy a few more.
Yeah, definitely. I always get stuck behind that 10-pint order of Guinness. And it's like, just
don't sell Guinness at football grounds unless it's one of them horrible cans. And that'll put people off having it.
Yeah, the little thing you can. Just on the ordering at half time. Not just Guinness, is it? How do you feel when you're queuing up for ages? Okay, you arguably you should get down there earlier, but you're in a queue where there's people at the front and someone's ordering 10 pints, and people keep on walking up. Their friends going, just add this on, just add that on, and they're just forever going like that. There you go, and I'm like, for fuck's sake!
I counted 14 on Saturday.
Did you?
Fuming. So that was why I chose that rather than the pies. But why? Back in the day, and we're going back a bit, they used to do half pints and just top them up. You're not expecting the best pint in the world at half time. So
No.
just give it me,
No.
and off we go. And they just, I swear, some of the CVs have said, I've had lobotomy, employ me. It's just, what do you want? And they're doing one after the other. Just put 2 on at once.
Yeah.
Or just have someone constantly doing pints all the time, because they are going to go. They are going to go. But it's almost 1 pint, serve that, next person. Yes, sir, 10 pints again. It's okay. Do 1 pint again. And it's just like, oh, come on. I go down pretty early. I go down about 36, 37 minutes. And I miss a good 10 minutes of the first half.
I've missed a few.
Really, yeah, I've missed a few goals in my lifetime. But even then, it's still, I'm still waiting for about 15 minutes before I've got a pint. How early do we need to go down to have a pint or 2?
It's
not miss the second half.
They're doing so much right at the club, and it seems to be the simple things that they're letting themselves down on.
Yeah.
So that's my getting the rezzers.
Yeah. No, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Definitely getting the rezzers. Andy, what's yours, mate?
I didn't have a football related one because, I did. It was the linesman.
Right. We'll get someone else has said linesman can get in the rezzers, so I think we can do that. Yeah, they can get in the rezzers. Go on. What's your non-football related one?
All right. Well, I like Waggy has his Waggy's rants. I'm hoping this is my new thing now of like getting the rezzers for just general stuff in life.
Okay.
When you're on WhatsApp and you send in a message, as you know me, I can waffle. So a lot of my messages are quite long, as you know, Russ. But when you type in a message on WhatsApp and someone on another group is sending about 30 pictures, it interrupts the message that you're typing every time a new picture comes through or a new message comes through. So if you're on a group with like 30 other people and you're trying to type you a message, a very important message about I like that, yeah. A very important message about the podcast, and you're trying to type it out quickly and you got 30 messages coming through, it just interrupts, and I just don't like it as well. Just don't like it. Do you understand what I mean?
I think I do, yeah. I think I do. I mean, you're talking to somebody who doesn't have blue ticks on his... Oh,
yeah, I forgot. Do you know what I mean, Ben?
I do know exactly what you mean. I feel your pain. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that. Right. And also, I've got another one as well, quickly.
Yeah.
Just adult life, having to think about 3 meals a day every single day. It's such a pain in the arse. Isn't it? It is.
In what way? What do you mean? You wake up and you go, oh, for God's sake, I've got to have breakfast now.
No, I've got to have breakfast, I've got to have dinner. Just what to have for each meal.
So what to have, right? Yeah.
So like you wake up and what should I have for breakfast? What should I have for breakfast? And then dinner's pretty easy because I take a little packed lunch with me. But tea, it's like every week, 7 meals a week. Every week, you have to then think ahead in the supermarkets about what you're having. It's just a massive. No one tells you this shit in school, do they? That you're going to have to be like an adult and make all these adult decisions. I wish someone would just pick my teas for me. It just make it so much easier life.
If only there was a company that did that.
If only.
Yeah. You know what's in there, Andy?
Yeah, I think you've got a gap in the market there. But have you tried them though? Are there any of these like Hello Fresh or Gusto or whatever it's called? I've tried them. They're okay. They're okay for about 3 days, and then it's like, oh, beans on toast, thanks.
Yeah, with a bit of salt.
Yeah, with your hand like that. Yeah, with the way they do it on the telly. Yeah, no sound. Yeah, good.
Sorry, they're not
definitely.
football related. Yeah,
no, but the second one, I think we can all attest to it. Even if no matter what you are, kind of thing. Because the amount of arguments I've had with my wife about what we're having for tea, because I generally, because I work from home, I know we're going off a tangent here, but very quickly, I work from home. I'm doing the cooking, and sometimes I'll wait for her to come in because I don't know what she wants, and she'll just go, just cook something. I'm like, I know, but you're a bit fussy, but you can't say that because it all ends up in an argument and blah 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 blah. It's just a nightmare, isn't it?
So what did you have tonight then?
I did us home cooked chips, sausage, and gravy.
Ooh, proper English tea, that.
Oh, it was lovely. It was lovely. Proper like warm weather, cold weather tea as well, in it. You know, like a get warm your cockles. That. We've got some getting the rezzers. Waggy, who's still offshore. That's why he's not here tonight. Sky Sports cameramen. After the Wrexham game, they concentrated on Sam Hull our head of performance, thinking it was Louis Barry. I saw it on the highlights. So that can get in the rezzers. We've already had Gazendo. And then John Lindley, friend of the show, Patreon, I think is John, pretty sure. Placing the ball at an extreme spot to take corners. What good does that extra centimetre give apart from an extra centimetre length of corner? Yeah, they do take it to the absolute extremes now, don't they? It never used to be like this, did it?
No. And it's not just the corners. It's when they tell them to pull a throwing back and they make them go back there as 5 yards. And then when the referee's running back to the centre circle, they just run forward 15 yards. So it's like, what is the ref? He's wasted his own time.
Watch the linesman sits there and does nothing.
Well,
tick, linesman.
It's all linked in, isn't it? Together.
Even had the red pen to do that tick. I didn't realise.
Yeah. And then I bet they go home and I bet their missus has made their tea for him. No issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're having this. Get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, I think we're done. I think we're just about done. Well over an hour. Goes dead fast on it. It's weird, isn't it? So cheers, Ben, for coming on again. Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks for having me.
What about the draw? Aren't they doing the draw for the EFL trophy thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good shout. The draw for the EFL trophy. So we can only get Huddersfield, Crewe, Bradford, and one other. Something like that, anyway. So people are reminding me about something else I need to mention as well, which I'll say in a second.
I've got a feeling he wants to win it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel a bit hypocritical about it all because I do boycott it in the group stages, but I think as we get closer to Wembley, happy to be a hypocrite. I know I am. I'm probably going to start getting interested in it, to be fair.
And it'll still be called the Autoglass, whatever happens.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Which one is it? Is it this one that people boycott, but we win the most money for? And the Carabao Cup, we get more fans to, but we win less money for. I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's the right way around. Yeah. Yeah, and you've got more chance of getting to the final as well, haven't you? I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, stands to reason, way more chance of getting to the final. Yeah. And one last thing for the visual listeners, for the audio listeners, you'll have probably seen it by the time you listen to it anyway. We have a new shirt out that we're going to start taking pre-orders for this Friday. And the pre-order phase will last until Sunday night because we need to get the order in. But we'll get all that information out to you and get those pre-orders going. It's a shirt in collaboration with Over the County Culture. And it's a bit of a Marmite shirt. We've already had negatives and positives feedback on this. It's a bit of a Marmite, but if you look at it, it's a mixture of a few shirts that we've had over the years, as you can see. It's a bit of fun. So nothing to take too serious. Don't be going onto social media going, oh my God, that's disgusting, because it's just a bit of fun. And we'll knock those out.
I'm a bit annoyed that you haven't stood up, moved your chair out of the way, and done like a little catwalk thing.
It's not good for the audio listeners. It just wouldn't work. Otherwise,
I could do like a voiceover. Russ stands up and moves his chair. He walks over to the end of the bar.
You could say it's modelled on the Sean Connolly chair, if everybody remembers that picture. We'll try and dig that out. For those that don't know, he had his Romania shirt from 1996, 97, stitched into the embroidery of a chair to make the chair fabric, which
that's class.
Wasn't it his daughters that did it for him?
Oh, was it? Oh, God.
Do you imagine that? Oh, thanks. What have you done? Oh, no.
Ian Dowden, has he got long sleeves? No, we don't do long sleeves. I'm not even sure that's an option, actually. I'll have to have a look at that, but it's too late now because the designs are all there. Is it a T-shirt or a football shirt, Tom Katanak? Nice to meet you on Saturday, Tom. Saturday, early afternoon. Is it a T-shirt or a football shirt? I think it's a T-shirt. Let's call it a T-shirt. Don't know. What do you reckon, Andy? T-shirt or football shirt?
Yeah, it's a football shirt, isn't it? I think if a pub said no football shirts and you walked in with that, you get turned down.
They would. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And in saying that, it's actually made of the sort of not lycra, but cycling jersey sort of material.
Well, that's good then. So it'll stretch around me 7-pint beer belly.
That's it. It's for the comfortable fit, should we say? It's got a bit of stretch to it. It's lightweight, breathable. Do you know what I mean? So it ticks all the boxes.
I feel like you're on that shopping channel. QVC. Oh, we're doing a reduced price now. We're slashing the price.
Andy Birchenough says, how much are they? We don't know yet. We've still got to decide that, but you'll find out that tomorrow or Friday. They won't be. Well, I don't know. I can't see them being massively expensive anyway. But I don't want to say we need to agree that with Jake, who designed them, who's over the county culture. So I think you'll find that you'll agree. Pretty smart. And for those people that do say it's a bit garish and are not, bloody hell, it's hurting my eyes. Who remembers the county baggies from the early 90s? Does anybody remember those? No. So there used to be a group of supporters that had these county baggies. They were blue and red in the style of do you remember the speckled blue kit we had with the red speckles?
Yeah, I remember.
It was like that. Phil Brennan, Richard Harnwell, they used to wear them, I think. And they all went down to Soccer AM in the very early days of Soccer AM with Des Inks Jr., a few others, and they had the county baggies on. County baggies, yeah. I remember that. Nice. Yeah. I remember it, and I don't know why. I was only like 10, 11 at the time, but I remember people having them, like these garish county baggies. I'll post some pictures. Phil Brennan sent me some pictures of them, so I will post them straight after the show.
The thing is, it's like you said, Russ, the shirt is a bit of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I like it that much. I'm gonna start, as I said to you off air. I've not worn colours to a county match for 15 years. I will wear that shirt proudly. I like it.
Cool. So we've turned Andy, everybody. We've turned him. Good stuff, right? Thank you to everybody for watching and listening, and we'll be back. The lads will be back on Monday morning, 6 a.m. with the Courtyard Club call right into your inbox for the Burton match, and then we'll be back next Wednesday, getting ready for next Saturday's match, which escapes me. I don't know what the match is, and then we'll be all set for December's matches, won't we? So yeah, cool. Right, cheers, boys. Have a good evening. Speak to everybody later. See you later.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for this episode of the Scarf Bagara War. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Remember, you can catch us every week on your favourite podcast platform, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Google Podcasts. And a huge thank you to all of our Patreon members. Your contributions help keep the show running to bring the content you love. If you'd like to support the podcast and get access to exclusive special guest episodes, ad-free podcasts, and a monthly giveaway, head over to patreon.com/the Scarf Bagara War. And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates, behind the scenes content, and more. You can find us on X, Facebook, and Instagram Instagram, all at County Podcast. Lastly, if you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review and share it with your fellow County fans. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more listeners. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Scarf Bagara War. Come on, County!